I think it's really important to update our schools as they age because, roofs get old, things get old, and it's important to get new things in to be able to meet current standards and community expectations.
Investing in our schools through upgrading the facilities, whether it's required through energy efficiency or improvements to roofing, insulation, heating and cooling, those sometimes can be required. Modernizing the buildings, whether it's for staff that's working in the kitchen or for the comfort of the students, I think is absolutely critical. I think it enhances the overall learning environment.
Our cooling and heating systems are really important in the school to make sure our students are comfortable, and we have large buildings, so it's important to be able to heat one area and cool one area, and there's new technology that we're having to install at our schools to make this possible.
When we improve heating and cooling in our buildings, it removes a distraction for the kids and maybe the teachers, right? And it enhances comfort. It takes away kids maybe going and looking in their backpacks for a sweatshirt, a sweater, making complaints known. So I think overall the comfort and removing that distraction is a good way to think about improving heating and cooling. Roofs are big expenses, and so I think the investment in replacing aging roofs is a penny wise, pound foolish. Make that investment today for the long-term health of the overall buildings.
The general fund pays for everything from teacher salaries to building maintenance. When it comes to major modernizations and major system replacements, the general fund can't sustain those type of costs. Therefore, we go out for levies and also bonds to help pay for those major renovations and costs and building replacements.
Energy efficiency requirements for buildings have increased over time, and we want to be proactive as a district to meet these with our buildings to make sure we are being clean and sustainable for our students and staff alike.
In 2019, there was a law that passed that now the school district is required to meet, and the first compliance period is in 2026. And I think that the district doesn't have a choice, and it also aligns with the vision and the mission of the Issaquah School Board and the district to support efforts in sustainability. I think it can be beneficial for a number of reasons, including financial benefits that can come over the long term by reducing the cost that we pay to our energy provider.
The newer LED lighting systems and associated controls are much more energy efficient than the old fluorescent style systems. And by investing in those LED lighting systems now, we save money in our energy bills, and therefore that money that is saved on the energy bills can be put back into the classroom.
Heating and cooling can make up a significant portion of the costs incurred by schools, so the more that we tighten our building envelope, make improvements to the windows and the AC systems and the boilers and furnaces, the lower we're going to be paying in our O&M costs for each individual building. As a society, we're dependent every day more and more on audio and visual technologies, whether we're in the classroom using projectors all the way up through high school. There's a lot of really unique, cool technologies that kids are reliant on using. The teachers are reliant on them.
So updating our audio and visual technologies is important to decrease the equity gap. Some students learn in different ways, and it's important to be able to support the students who might not be able to hear very well in the back of the classroom, and also the teachers who might not be able to speak super loudly, and also have a lot of supporting technologies so students can learn in a variety of ways, whether it's visual or audio.
When AV systems go wrong, it can be so disruptive. It can throw a teacher off from what they were trying to learn. I believe that it can contribute to learning loss if it's day after day and repetitive. So those kids get restless, the teachers get frustrated. So we need to keep our AV systems really up to date.
As educational needs change, it's important that our learning spaces change as well. And that's why flexible learning spaces are a key tenet of this bond.
I also think when you're looking at the middle schools and high schools, trying to find those unique spaces for kids to be creative and align with the careers that are out there in the workplace can be really exciting for kids.
So as a student at Issaquah High School, I truly value project-based learning, and I feel like that is a real area that we can grow in, but that is something that requires new spaces and new flexible spaces so we can be able to adapt and do different projects, do more hands-on things, and engage our students in real-world topics.
So my husband grew up in the area. He went to Challenger Elementary down the street, which I think was built in the late 80s. I'm sitting here at Sunny Hills Elementary, which was recently modernized in 2016. There are disparities that exist among schools, whether you're in the south end, the central end, or the north end of our district, and we can't look at all buildings the same. We need to look at the critical needs and look at the investments we need to make in each particular building. It's not going to be a one-size-fits-all approach for the funding that's needed for the buildings. I think there's potential for this bond measure to really impact the greater community as a whole. I think in particular when you think about the investments that the bond is proposing for lighting to athletic fields and for the pool, those are all benefits that the overall community will benefit from, not just the kids that go to the schools.
As we know in the Northwest, it can get dark pretty early. By lighting these fields, we can extend the use by both school and community groups well into the evening.
I think about investing in our schools and upgrading them the same as I do my own home. If there are critical improvements that are needed, or if there's operations and maintenance that I need to take a small portion of my annual household income to improve lighting, improve the insulation, improve energy efficiency, those are critical needs that I have as a homeowner. Same as our schools,